My Model T and my brother's Model A both have wire wheels, 21-inch and 19-inch respectively. When installing tires, we don't want to chip the paint or scratch the wheels after all that work that went into restoring and painting them. I wanted to find a no tools, no scratch, easy tire install method. I was inspired by this old-time movie clip. He makes it look so easy. I'm going to show you how I duplicate this easy method of installing tires. This method works for Model T and Model A wire wheels and even older clincher wheels. It probably works on more modern wheels as well, but I haven't tried it yet. This video is about installing tires in the shop when the rims are off the car. There are other good videos on YouTube about repairing a flat with the car jacked and the wheel still on the car, but this technique is for installing tires in the shop. The conventional tire install technique is to work the first bead onto the rim with tire levers, then wriggle the tube into the tire, which can be quite difficult, then pry the last bead onto the rim. It's hard to do without chipping the paint or pinching the tube. I was determined to find a better, easier way. To make installing the tire easier, find a way to warm the tires up as much as possible. To make them more compliant, lay them out in the sun or leave them for a few hours in a hot shed. In my case, I've brought them inside to my woodworking shop because it's too cold out in my shed. Warming the tire is particularly important for old tires, which become hard and stiff over time. Make sure you have a flat, strong work surface that's strong enough to hold your full weight. This process takes quite a lot of force. You can cover it with a carpet or a blanket or something. I will demonstrate with a newly painted rim and new tires and tubes. This is a 19-inch Model A rim. Install the rim strip. You may have noticed the valve stem grommet. I will explain those at the end of the video. Cover the tube in talcum powder to prevent chafing between the tube and tire. Put the tube into the tire. A very small amount of air pressure makes this easier. Now is the time to orient the valve stem with respect to tire markings, if you're particular about that sort of thing. If your tire has a yellow dot, align that with your valve stem. A yellow dot indicates the lightest point around the tire circumference. Inflate the tube a little, but not so much that it expands the beads away from one another. Tire shops use a special lubricant to reduce friction between the tire rubber and the metal rim. I prefer to use a garbage bag. Lay a garbage bag over the rim. You want both layers of the bag to drape over the rim. The two layers are very slippery against each other, and this is exactly what we're after. Slitting the bag is also a good idea. Start the tire onto the rim by feeding the valve stem in. Collapse the beads and work them down into the drop center. This is the most important step in the whole process. Both beads near the valve stem need to be fully into the drop center to provide the slack in the tire bead that we will need. You may need a clamp to collapse the tire beads together. Hold the tire deep into the drop center with a heavy-duty zip tie or two. This is important. If you can't hold the tire in the drop center securely, you won't be able to install the tire by hand. Now begin pressing the tire over the rim. Press hard. You might have to use all of your weight. Work your way around until there. Cut off the zip ties and pull the bag out carefully. Don't let it tear. Fill the tire with air and then release the air completely and refill. This is to eliminate any creases or folds in the tube and to allow the tube to fill the whole void evenly. I use a grommet to protect the valve stem from the sharp edges of the valve stem hole in the rim. I found these. They're meant for adapting a 13mm stem into a 15mm hole, but they seem to work well here once I slit them. I would love to find some that are even better. If you have a recommendation, please put it in the comments. Be sure to watch my companion video showing how to take a tire off the rim without scratching or chipping the rim. Well, I can't install a tire as quickly nor as effortlessly as the fellow in the old movie clip, But I am pleased that I found a way to install the tires without tire levers, and with no risk of damage to the newly painted wheels. We'll count this as a win. I'm Stephen from Flivver Channel. Thanks for watching.